the tail is also used to view the contents of a file. So let's try the tail. So we have tail, and then file1.txt. So as you guessed, tail will give you the last 10 lines. The last 10 lines in the file. The last 10 lines in the file. Likewise, the head, you can also use the tail to specify you can also use the tail. Sorry, the tail to specify the number of lines you want. Let's assume that I want 2 lines. The last 2 lines. So when I press enter, it is just going to give me the last 2 lines in the file. That is how we use the head and the tail to view the contents of a particular file. Okay, of a particular file. We also have the cat command, which is very popular. The cat command is very popular. The cat command is very popular. CAT. So that's concatenate. I can do cat file1. Cat file1 will give me everything in that file. So cat will view the contents of a file. In actual fact, you can use cat. Cat can also be used to do different things. So I'm just going to walk you through them. So the first one is to view files, to view the content of a file, just as we have done. Okay, we can also use cat to join files together, to concatenate them together. So we can create about 2 or more files and then add them together. That is what I'm going to demonstrate next. Another way you can enter or create something in a file is using the echo command. So we can say that, let's move to the desktop. So we can say that echo 1. Okay, echo 1, and then we use this symbol. We say part 1. Okay, so I've created a file, part 1. We know how to use the touch to create a file, but we can also use the echo to create a file. We can do echo 2. Then I'll say, now this sign is redirection sign. Okay, redirect. So you direct an output into a file. That's the meaning. So if we use echo without anything, the echo will show. Echo in Linux echoes. It prints out to the standard output. Okay, so the standard output in Linux is the things that you see that are input. So if I say echo 4, echo 5, is going to echo the 5. It's going to say it. Okay, so that's the meaning. Say 5, echo 5. That's the meaning. So, but with this command, I'm saying that echo 2, don't output it, but put that output into a file known as part 2. So then it will create another file, part 2. Then I'll create a third one and say that echo 3. Then I'll say direct the output into a file known as part 3. So I've created a file, part 1, part 2, part 3. I'm now going to use the concatenate, the other function of concatenate, to now the cat file to join them together. When you say concatenate, concatenate means, combine stuff together. You combine 1 or 2 things together. That's the meaning of concatenate, and that's the short form of cat. So I'm going to say that cat. So I'm going to cut part 1, part 2, part 3. I'm going to concatenate them together and then print out that. So you can see that I've concatenated them. Okay, part 1, part 2, part 3. Now what I've done, I can also say that I can also do the same thing and direct them into another file and name it part 4. Okay, part 4. Okay, so when I do cat part 4, part 4, it has combined all of them together. Okay, so that is another use of the cat command. Cat command. We use the cat command to view files, to create files, and to join files, and to combine files. Okay. Now, the next thing we are going to talk about the cat is how it is used to create files, just like the touch and the echo. So we are going to use the concatenate function, the concatenate command, to create a file. So what we are going to do is I'm going to clear my desktop, and then I'm going to write, I'm just going to create a file. So what I would say is I'll type cat, and then I will direct whatever the output is into a file. I'll say that my file .txt. Okay, so when I do that, now you can see that the prompt is now blinking, waiting for me to enter the text that I want to go into this file. So I'll say that this file was created by, this file is created using the cat command in Linux. Okay, then I'll enter the next line. We are doing this to show that the cat command can be used to make files. I hope you will understand this. So this is okay. So you can use the cat to create. So now that I've created the file, how do I end the file? How do I save the file? So what I'm going to do is, you look on your keyboard, you hold down your you hold down your control key, the CTRL key. You hold down your control key, the CTRL key on your Windows laptop, and then you press the letter D. Okay, and then you press the letter D. Okay, you press the letter D. So now it means that everything that I've typed is saved. Now, if I should open my file that I just created, this is the file that I created with the cat command. If I open it, okay, you see the content. This file was created using the cat command. So that is exactly what I typed. Okay, I can use the cat command to view it as well. So cat my file. If I do that, it's going to also show me the things that I typed. Okay, so that is the use of the cat file. Okay, now the control and the D that I pressed, that is the CTRL plus the D that I pressed on the keyboard, is known as the end of file. EOF is known as the end of file. It tells Linux that, okay, once I've pressed that command, I've come to the end of whatever I'm typing. But we can do this thing, we can set this automatically. with the cat, we can custom, something to tell Learner that when I press those keys, it means that I finished what I'm typing. So this is what I'm going to do. Let's do another file. Let me clear the screen and we are going to do another file. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm no longer going to use the control and the D, but I'll just press some keys and learners will know that okay, I have reached the end of whatever I want to type. Okay. So let's do it again. So let's try cat, and then I'll say that custom. No, cat. I will open my and say custom.txt. Then I'm going to specify the end. Okay. Then I'm going to specify the end. That when I say stop, so now it is waiting for me to type something. So I'll say that the skies are bright today. The skies are bright today. I would love to take a stroll at the beach. Okay. But I would have my friends come with me. Okay. So that is the thing. I'll say, so immediately I type this stop. It tells learners that I've come to the end of whatever I'm typing. And that is I'm using the cat command. Okay. So we have learned that with the cat command, you can use it to view files, you can use it to create files, and you can use the cat command to combine files together, as you can see. Okay. So that is the cat command. That's the cat command. And then also we can use the cat command to copy files. That's another powerful feature of the cat command. We can use the cat command to copy files. So for instance, the file that I just created, I created a custom file here. So I'm going to say that cat, so I'm using it to copy a file. I'll say that cat, then custom, then I'll direct it to new custom.txt. New custom.txt. Then I'll press my enter. So as you can see, I've used the cat command to, create another file, and it's very powerful because one cat command. That cat command is used to do a whole lot of stuff, about 4 different things, and that makes it powerful and very important, when we are dealing with it under Linux. Okay, so that is that for the cat. The next thing you're going to talk about is the tac. We also have tac command. So tac is actually the opposite of cat. Okay, tac is actually the opposite of cat. So what I'm going to do is let's do a clear. Let's do clear, and then I'll cut I'll cut I'll cut part 4. I'll cut part 4. I'll cut part 4, and then we see. So as you can see, this is part 4. 1, 2, 3. So these are the contents of the part 4 file we created earlier. Okay. Now I'm going to use the tag command, TAC. I'm going to do tag part 4. Tag part 4. And so from what I'm going to do, you just understand what it means. So as you can see, tag will view the contents, from the bottom up. Whereas cat will view from the top to bottom. Tag will view from bottom to top. Okay, so as you can see, here is 1, 2, 3. When I did the tag, it did 3, 2, 1. So that is the function of tag. So tag is the opposite of cat. As simple as that. Tag is the opposite of cat. Okay, tag is the opposite of cat. And then also we have what we call the more and less functions. We have the more and less, more or less function. So we have more and we have less. We have less, okay? We have less. So I'm just going to demonstrate what the more and the less does in Linux. So let me cd to etc. Let me cd to my etc folder. etc, then I press my tab key to complete for me. Okay, then let me do an ll, a long list of the etc file. So that is it. So when I do a list of the etc, I had all these things. Okay, good. Now let me do a long list with the more or less. You are able to control the things that you view on the screen in pages. You see, as you can see, when I do the LL, the thing just scrolls, and I have to scroll back to see everything. I have to scroll up to see everything again. But with the more or less, it gives you control, so that when you do the listing, you can just control, the pages. You can just control the pages. So what I'm going to do is this. If I do LL, and then what I will do is I will do more. Okay, I will do more. I'll press LL, and then I'll pipe. There's a pipe sign, and I'll do more. So if I press more, you can see that more has appeared here. So as I press the enter, then it is scrolling down one line, so that I can see everything clearly. Okay, so I'm pressing the enter key one after the other. I'm pressing the enter key. If I press it, it moves one step. Okay, one step. But if I press the space bar, know the difference. The more, if you use the more function and you press the enter, it moves in steps. Okay, it moves in steps. But when I press the space bar, it moves in pages. Okay, it moves in pages. So let's mark this last line here. When I press the space bar, okay, and I move up a bit, you can see that it has moved a whole page up. Okay, if I highlight this line again and I press the space bar, it moves a whole page up again. Okay, but when I press the enter key, it moves step, just one step. So this is the enter key. I'm pressing the enter key. Now, if you want to quit out of the more, you just press the Q key, and then it quits you out. Okay, when it quits you out, it will not take you to the last content. It will just quit wherever you want it to quit. Okay, so that is the difference between the that is how the more works. Now let me do less. Let me clear my screen and do less. So let me do LL, and then I will pipe into using less. Okay, so that is less. Less is similar to the more. Okay, less is similar to the more, but the only difference is the only difference is that with the more you don't see with the less you don't see anything written here. All right, and then also you can use the space bar just to move it page in pages, just like the more, and then the enter key to move in steps, to move in steps, to move steps. Use the Q to quit, just like more. Okay, so that is the more, and less as well. Okay, so we have talked about the head. Just recap, we have talked about the head. The head helps you to view the contents of a file 10 pages, 10 lines at a time. The head will help you to view the contents of a file 10 lines. Okay, that's the default. But you can specify the number of lines you want to view by combining the head with a number. And then the tail also helps you to view the last 10 lines of a file. To view the last 10 lines of a file. With the tail, you can also use a number to control the number of lines that you see. By default, you see the last 10 lines. But you can use a number to control the number of lines that you see. Then we move to cut. We learned that cut can do about 4 different things. We can use cut to view the contents of a file. We can use cut to create a file. We can use file to combine, to concatenate several files together. Okay, and then we can use cut to copy files. And then we talk about tack, which is the opposite of cut. Cut will view the content of a file from the top to the end, whereas tack will view the content of a file from the bottom to the top. Okay, that is how they work. And then we learned about the more and less commands. That helps you to control the number of lines, the things you see on the page. Okay, so the more and less helps us to control when we want to view the contents of a directory or a file. It helps us to regulate the number of things we see at a go. We can either view by pages, or we can view in steps using the enter key or the space bar, depending on what you are doing. So this ends our working with file contents. We will continue again.